Hello everyone. This video today is going to be a bit bittersweet, and that is because it is going to be my last video in my first apartment here in New York City. After 3 great years here in Murray Hill, I am officially moving out in just a couple of days. At this point, I've probably filmed hundreds of videos here in this room, but I really haven't shown too much of it other than the random shots that you may have seen through these videos. So in today's video, I'm just going to show you my room. I'll give you a little bit of a room tour. I won't show you the whole apartment just because between moving and my roommate, there's just a lot going on. So just enjoy my room. You'll see what it looks like to live here in Murray Hill. For some context, I am in a 1-bedroom flexed to 2 bedrooms. So I have the official 1 bedroom, while my roommate has what here in New York and I guess other places call a flex wall. So typically it's in the living room or a larger area of the apartment, and then it's a kind of a flex wall. So it is a wall that they put in to make it a room. So that is pretty common here in New York, especially for a lot of people moving here on a budget. There's a lot of 1 bedrooms that are flexed into 2 bedrooms flexed into 3, and even up from there. My girlfriend is in a 1 bedroom that has somehow been flexed into a 3 bedroom. So people definitely get creative here. So definitely a bit bittersweet. I'll make a couple more videos just talking about the move, where I'm going next, and what that all looks like. But for now, enjoy the tour. Okay, first up is my closet. So right upon entering my room, I am super fortunate to have a big walk-in closet. This I definitely probably took for granted because I'm not going to have this much space just to myself in future apartments. But yeah, this was great for me over the years. Definitely allowed me to accumulate a lot of clothing that I probably wouldn't have otherwise done. But fortunately, it also allowed me to stay super organized. If you guys know me from my earlier videos, you know I've always been really into sneakers, and so this closet actually allows for a lot of sneakers. And there's just a bunch of storage space all over in this apartment. You can put stuff on top. It's great for when you're living here, but maybe not as good when you're trying to move out and you realize how much stuff that you've just accumulated over 3 years. I actually have another pretty large closet just right across from the other closet. So definitely a luxury here in New York to have 2 true closets in my room. But like I said before, this is the true 1 bedroom. So if you were, really balling out and had the full apartment to yourself, I guess it makes sense that you'd have 2 nice, large closets. I also feel the need to mention that I'm moving out. So what you're seeing in the closets is not how they typically would have looked over these last 3 years. These are kind of just the only clothes that I have left that I haven't packed. Basically the clothes that I think I'm going to wear in the next week or so. So typically they were way more full, but that's where we are now. I'm about 3 days out from fully moving. Okay, next up is the bed. Honestly, don't spend too much time here. I think I watched some YouTube video back in college that said, it's important not to work from bed because then you're going to get in bed and you're just only going to want to go to sleep. Or if you work too much, when you get in bed at the end of the day, you're only going to want to work and you're not going to be able to go to sleep. Well, fortunately, I never run into those issues. I feel like anytime I get in bed, I fall asleep within 30 seconds. So that is great, but I'm not taking this bed with me, so I need to get rid of it. It is a full-size bed, and you can tell there is still plenty of space. This is from Amazon. It was one of the boxed mattresses that kind of expands and blows up when you get it. A lot of people think it's really hard. That's probably true, but I like the more firmer beds, but really nothing notable here. Just bed, comforter. The bed frame is actually from Amazon Essentials as well. Everything in this room is super budget. I pretty much got it all when I moved to New York when I first graduated college. And no, that doesn't mean I'm like bougie and gonna upgrade a ton in my future place. It just doesn't really make sense for me to move all of this because it was so inexpensive. And if I want to get new stuff, it'll probably just be cheaper for me to buy it than to move this. The other notable thing here is the 2 New Yorker posters. My girlfriend got these for me. I think this really ties the room together a little bit more. Of course, it's nice to have the sconces, so these two lights on the wall just makes it look a little bit more sophisticated, but at the same time, it kind of limits where you would put the bed in the room because they really want to make sense for anything else to go here other than the bed. And then really quickly over here are just 4 canvas prints that my little sister got me. So pretty basic, straightforward New York things. So certainly will still be taking these with me just because, you know, shout out to Tati for getting these for me. And I really have no other art. Okay, and this is the shot you guys see all the time. This is kind of the main strip of the apartment. I definitely kind of went a little crazy here with the books. Bought these 2 bookshelves just to house all of my books. I also have a big TV here. I used to have a different TV there, but then I moved that over somewhere else that you'll see. This one actually was given to me. Someone was giving it away in the building. Super nice 4K TV. It's just a little bit faded. Honestly, I don't watch much TV from bed. So just in the random occasion that I'm laying in bed and want to turn the game on or something, it's nice to have, but honestly doesn't get that much use. But staying true to fashion, all of the furniture here is from Amazon Essentials. So again, kind of just the most affordable option, but I think it still looks pretty sleek. Wouldn't be buying it if I wanted it to last for 10 years, but if you want to be somewhere for 3 years and have something that looks good without breaking the bank, it has been the perfect option for that. And again, with this furniture, I am not going to be taking it with me to the next place, so I'll probably, unfortunately, just be throwing it away. Trust me, I wish that wasn't the case. I love my books. I love displaying my books. I love being able to look at my books every day. But that won't be the reality for these next couple of months. I also bought this long, I guess it's called a runner. It is probably, I want to say 12 feet long or something, and it goes pretty much the length of my room. That means I kind of always have to be adjusting it, but I think it kind of just brought the room together. And honestly, the flooring here is a little bit old and dated, and I actually cut my toe on the wood one day getting up from bed and cut it pretty badly. And so after that, I was like, you know what? Let's get a rug. I don't want to make that mistake again. So I got a rug, and it also, you guessed it, is from Amazon. Okay, and right here really is where the magic happens. This, of course, is a shot that you guys have seen all the time, and this is my desk. I used to have a large L-shaped desk, and then I just got a little bit bored of it. Someone in my building was giving away a standing desk, and I'd always wanted to try that, so I got it, kind of downsized, but honestly, really like it. I like the flexibility of being able to stand. I also like that it creates a little bit more space in my room. And yeah, it was probably a wise decision to downsize from a very large L-shaped desk, just because I think this will be a little bit easier to maintain wherever I move next. Okay, and this gives you a little bit better of a shot of what it looks like from a different angle. So just have a pretty standard desk chair. I have the desk with the 2 monitors now. I used to be on the 3-wave, but then my new MacBook only allowed me to connect 2, so I downsized, but still more than enough. And then this was another kind of upgrade I made just about a year ago. Is this I actually got for free, this small bookshelf, and so kind of just put some knickknacks, some random things. And again, this is not what it looked like. This is definitely very bare. I promise you it did look better than this at some point. But really the reason I moved this here is so that I could put this TV here. As I said before, this TV used to be over on kind of the main entertainment stand, but when I got that one for free, I had to decide what to do with this one, and so move some things around, put this here, and honestly, this one gets the most use. It's right where I'm sitting at my desk, but really it's just used to watch sports, to put some podcasts on, maybe just something that I don't want to put on my screen because I have less screen real estate than I did when I had 3 monitors, so it's nice to have something here. And of course, if it's on YouTube TV or if I'm watching sports, it's nice to have it on a nice big TV. Okay, and this may be the most controversial part of the video, but this is my least favorite part of the apartment, my balcony. Now, listen, I'm fully aware it is, a privilege to have a balcony in New York, but really, I never use it. It's cold several months of the year, and then it's hot the other months. And most importantly here, for whatever reason, the pigeons are just absolutely obsessed with my balcony. I've tried to do everything to deter them from coming. You guys have definitely seen like the ribbons and the tape that I put on the balcony, but they still come. I've had pigeons lay eggs. I've had chicks hatch. I don't think chicks is even the correct term there. I've had chicks die on this balcony. I have seen a lot on this balcony. And because of that, I really just never use it. It's like very kind of gross out there, and that's not my doing. I've done my best. I have some nice furniture out there. I've enjoyed reading, but then it's like you leave it for a week and the pigeons come. So that is enemy number one for me, the pigeons. But overall, do love the view, but honestly wish like I didn't have the balcony. It would make my life a lot easier. It would make the view maybe a little bit nicer, and it would just keep me from stressing about these pigeons that live very rent-free in my mind. Okay, and that is really it. Sorry this video kind of was all over the place. It's been a couple of weeks since I've made a video, so I am, I guess, out of practice. I also just am not used to talking about furniture and all of that stuff. But hopefully this video is helpful. If you have any questions kind of on where I got my stuff, feel free to reach out. But really the quick answer is Amazon Essentials. That certainly saved me a lot of money, but then also a lot of time, just because sometimes in New York, it's easier for things just to get shipped to you as opposed to, let's say you go to a furniture store or even IKEA. There's an IKEA, I think, over in Queens, but the logistics of going over there, getting something, bringing it back here is way harder than me ordering it online and it delivering down to my basement where there's a mailroom. So, but yeah, like I said, I've been here for 3 years. For full context, my share of the rent is $21.75, so it's $43.50 for the unit, which as a unit is super affordable. My roommate is going to be staying here, and as a true one bedroom, I think it is a steal. It is a very nice building. I'm in the Corinthian, so there is a gym and a mailroom and a lot of nice amenities, doorman, all of that. I think the apartment itself is a bit old and dated, but they probably aren't too motivated to fix it up because they're renting it very affordably. In terms of living in Murray Hill, I have loved that. It is super easy to get everywhere in the city. On this side, it is 38th and 1st. I'd end up taking the bus up and down 1st or 2nd Avenue quite a bit, but Grand Central is like a 10-minute walk. And of course, as I'm sure you know, you can get anywhere from Grand Central. So it makes it pretty easy to see my friends, to go to work, whatever it may be. The area itself also is just very young. My building is a little bit older because it's a condo, so most people here own their units. But Murray Hill is definitely known as like the young place that recent college grads go after college. And yeah, I can definitely attest to that. I definitely fall into that stereotype. And yeah, no complaints. It has been a great experience. This has been an awesome apartment. I do not take it for granted whatsoever. I have seen my friends who are paying way more than me for way less. And so, yeah, I know how blessed I was to live here these last 3 years. Definitely have some great memories. Yeah, it's going to be tough to say goodbye, but that also means, there's something that I'm going to be saying hello to. So I am excited about that. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed my commentary and me being out of breath. Like, what the heck? But yeah, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.